In this video, we'll be taking a look at the Combat Engineer Clone Trooper for the Saga collection. This is another concept art clone that was released towards the very end of the line. So you could say that this is just a 7th Legion Clone Trooper. At least that's what all his markings indicate to me. We did get a 7th Legion clone released in the 30th anniversary line towards the very end, and it was actually named that. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those clones at this time, but I would like to get several at some point. I really like the markings on these guys. It's very neat, and plus I have a commander that is associated with him, and I do have a video for him on the channel, but I will show him again later on in this video here in a bit. So I got this guy in an auction on eBay back in 2017, I think it was, and I won the auction as the only bidder for about $5. At that time, it seemed like people were very lethargic about Star Wars action figure collecting in general, so you could find some good deals on a lot of these clones. Similar to this guy, Commander Apo, who I have reviewed previously, or Apo, however you want to pronounce it. I did win it in an auction on eBay for about $5 as well. In fact, it may have been from the same seller, or it was either at the same time from the same seller or different, I forget which. But still, lots of good deals on some of these neat clone troopers out there. So I did mention this is a concept art clone. Technically, I don't think these guys show up in Revenge of the Sith at all, but they do show up in the visual guides as concept art. Revenge of the Sith was originally supposed to be like a 5-hour movie, so I'm sure we would have gotten a lot more scenes with lots of various clones at some point, including these guys. I really hope the 5-hour cut of Revenge of the Sith eventually makes its way, but who knows if that will ever happen. There's probably not really enough finished or completed enough footage out there to actually make a 5-hour version. It's just a lot of concepts that end up making it 5 hours, but who knows? We'll see. Perhaps there's a long lost DVD out there of a 5-hour cut. But anyways, let's just take a closer look at this guy. He's not the antenna mold clone, but he is kind of a mixed match. Some of the parts are reutilized from the antenna mold, mainly the arms here and the legs, and then the body, the head, and the helmet are from a different clone. He does have a removable helmet. And I think this might be the same clone trooper mold with all these parts, all these specific parts utilized for the 91st Reconnaissance clone in the Revenge of the Sith line. And I think that was a Target exclusive in the US. I'm pretty sure he's utilizing a lot of these parts, other than maybe the removable helmet. So you can see he doesn't have the plug in the back where you can put the antenna. It's nice that he's differentiated a little bit from the antenna molds. We did get several in a row of the concept art clones, like the 5th Fleet Security, the 442nd Siege Battalion, which I reviewed previously, and Commander Apo as well. So you can see mostly all white armor with some brown markings, but the brown markings he has on him are very nice. As you can see, he's got these markings on his thighs here, then on his torso, then some of that brown on his helmet. Interesting how these guys are combat engineers, because there's really not any indication that they're any more of an engineer than any other clones out there. You think they would come with some tools or unique accessories to differentiate them from other clones, but they really don't. And since these pretty much have the 7th Legion markings, does that mean the 7th Legion is just a legion of engineers? I wouldn't be surprised if the Grand Army of the Republic would do something like that. But yeah, nice looking clone trooper. Not a whole lot I can say about it. It's still nice to show off what all these different clone troopers are all about. We'll do the articulation first. He does have the ball joint at the head, then hinge shoulders, elbows, swivel wrist, swivel waist in this case. I know the antenna mold has the joint at the waist there, but it's just swivel for this guy. Then swivel hips, then hinge knees and hinge ankles. Didn't mention he does have the removable helmet, so you can't count that as an accessory. It's kind of squishy, but it's durable. And the typical Tamora Morrison head sculpt we got at the time. Although he's got some high eyebrows on him. He's giving that look like he's surprised. Like, what? What do you mean I gotta repair the gunship again? And his hair is a lot shinier than most of the samples out there, I think. Or more glossy. At least that's what it seems like to me. And the helmet fits securely over him. Typical DC-15 blaster. Nothing more I can say about that. He does have the unique display stand. And it just says Combat Engineer Trooper. I'm sure they just named it that to actually fit the entire name on here. Otherwise, they probably would have put Combat Engineer Clone Trooper. Then Revenge of the Sith. And I think he came with the Stormtrooper hologram. Well, we'll show this one off regardless. Too bad they didn't do one for a Battle Droid and a Clone Trooper. They just did the Rebel Fleet Trooper and then the Stormtrooper here. And he does have the Imperial symbol. Then the clone that I mentioned previously that I was going to bring out, Commander Fay here. So you can see he's got very similar markings for the 7th Legion. I don't think, or I'm not sure if Commander Fay is exactly part of the 7th Legion, but he is affiliated with them at some point. He's kind of a floater where he's not really dedicated to one particular legion. He's just attached to whoever needs him most at the time. But these two look pretty good together. Like I mentioned, I do hope to get some of the 30th anniversary 7th Legion clones eventually. It'd be nice to have a little squad of these guys. But anyways, would I recommend this clone for your collection? I would, if you're a fan of Clone Troopers. He's another great one to add to your collection. As far as price is concerned, like I said, I got mine in an auction for about $5. But if you do buy it now, it's usually either in the $10 to $20 range, which is not really bad at all. But if you want to army build these guys, it might get a little pricey because $10 to $20 doesn't sound bad for one. But then you want 5 of them, and then it's over $100. But still, there's definitely much more expensive Clone Troopers out there. But he's a great addition to the collection. Happy to have him over the last 7 or 8 years now. Looks great beside Commander Fay. But anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for plenty more reviews in the future. There will always be more to come. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I always appreciate all your support. And check out some links in the description if you haven't done so already. As always, thanks for watching.